Hey everybody, JJ here. Welcome back for another episode of Flipside Up with JJ. Today I'm really excited to introduce one of my dear friends, Connie Uong from Phoenix Key Ventures. Connie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, JJ.
Oh, I'm so thrilled and pleased that you're here. So let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about your journey, how you started with Mastery, how you came to find out about it. How did you start out?
Well, it's funny. Myself and my husband, Champ, we're really good friends with our dear friends, Gasol and San. And they've already been in real estate for a while, and they've talked about it. And I've always had the interest of, getting into something more secure, than real estate. So I was asking them, I said, what are you guys doing for dinner? Oh, we're just going to this seminar. What seminar? A real estate seminar. I was like, okay, I'll go with you. I'll go check it out. So that's kind of where it all began.
Okay. Okay. And how long have you been in Mastery now?
For about 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So about 2 years. I think the first year we just kind of took the time to educate ourselves. And we really wasn't doing anything real estate except for it actually drove us to actually get our first rental the first year. So that took a lot of time to do, just to educate ourselves, get familiar with the system. And that was the first year. So when we got into the second year, it's like, you know what, we got to kick it up. That's when I start branding. That's when I start putting myself out there on social media. And people just started picking up on what I was doing and just kind of coming to say hi when I go to these boot camps. And they knew who I was just by me just putting myself and being vulnerable out there and really put my face out there. So that got the colors, with the branding, with our Phoenix Key Ventures. And then finally we landed, I was actually working with a lot of realtors, and one realtor in particular, just putting out offers all the time throughout the week. And it was just months of doing that and just looking at homes and just seeing all kinds of houses out there and distressed homes. Then finally we got a call from our friend again from Gasol and San to do a JV partnership with them in LA. So we was like, you know what, we've gone through all this, and let's do it. That's the first thing the Mastery tell us to do is for your first time, JV with somebody who's more experienced than you.
Was that the house that I came down to and saw down near
the
in
Los Angeles? Yes, yeah.
That was a beautiful project you guys did.
Thank you. So I learned a lot from that, and it just got me inspired after we've done that. And the cool thing about that is that we got to be on stage, talk about how we got the deal, how, I came in with the money, with the PML. Because of my branding, I was able to raise money for this project. I already had that money already. I was just looking for a project to do. So that's kind of how we got on stage and we talked about it. And that's just, people just kind of saw what we did, and it was just kind of build my credibility from there. And we got our property as part of the property tour. And that day we actually didn't really have the keys yet. But we didn't sign off on the papers or anything like that. But we had loads of buses just coming in to come and see our property. So that was pretty cool.
So let me ask you talk about being on stage and having the bus come along. Was this property profiled through a Mastery event? Was it one of the property tour properties?
Yes, it was.
How did that come about? I guess they contacted you, or people knew they needed a property, and so your property had all the buses of the Mastery students come through there.
It was very exciting for me having that first project and having us just being on stage and talking about the project, how we get the money. And it was just really cool. I mean, and then with me branding a few months before that, people knew me before I even know them. So that was cool, just getting to build that relationship with everybody.
Speaking about the relationships, now you've been to a number of boot camps, I imagine, probably been to different cities around the country. Tell us about how you've expanded your network. Tell us about maybe some of the people you've met and how your network has grown, and you say people are knowing you. What's that been like to meet people and the relationships you've developed?
I think that it's been really nourishing for me to get myself out there and just meeting people. I'm just and just learning from their experience as well, and just sharing what I know, kind of the experience, and just exchanging the knowledge there. And I've talked to people in Houston, across the state. It's just crazy. I mean, right now it's just all this expansion of networking. I've been really blessed, and I'm really grateful for that.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things I've noticed over I've been in Mastery for just over a year. And since the time we met, which was about a year ago, I've just noticed your escalation in social media. Just your posts and your videos and your photos and your projects. So I just think you've been doing fantastic.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's great. So tell me, Champ's your husband, right?
Champ is the guy.
Champ is the guy. To some extent, I'm the face of my team. You're the face of your team. So how do you guys distribute your roles as a husband and wife team in Mastery?
Yeah, I think that it was kind of rough in the beginning to figure out, like when we were trying to get offers out there, like, okay, you got to help me run, comms. You got to do this for me. And we just came to a place like, you know what, he's good at things like project managing and that kind of thing of being in the field. We came to terms in that, but it took a while for us to get there. There was a struggle, of course, but we got to a point where, we agree, you're just good at numbers. You're just good at analyzing deals. You're just good at bringing business to us and just being the face of our business. And at that point, we respect that. We have our boundaries that we just set and like, you know what, we're good. And I respect you and you respect me. And, we're always going to be there for each other and support one another. I mean, for me is that because I play such a big part in Phoenix Key Ventures and kind of just in real estate in general, he plays a big part in just helping me out, things that I can't be there for our family,
Exactly.
for things that he does on that side. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I can't do what I do today.
you've got
I can't even
kids.
be here today
You've got
with
kids
you.
too,
Yeah,
right?
he went to pick up the kids, even though he worked in an hour and a half away, but he made sure he got to the kids. But that's why we have to divide and conquer. That's the only way. It's just me and him.
So now you've recently got your real estate agent license, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, I'm really excited about that. There's no way you would have told me 2 years ago that I would get my real estate license. I mean, just the evolving of from being a fortune builder, mastery, then getting my real estate license. The whole point of me getting a license was just getting access to the MLS. And then it just kind of just evolved from that. You know what? I really like this other side. Hopefully I get into commercial. That's kind of my end game is just to getting to that point.
No, I know that you've impacted so many people just on the things that you do, and people know who you are and, your role. You're a business person, you're a real estate agent, you're a mom, and you've got a full-time job.
Yes, yeah, guys, I do have a full-time job. These roles are full-time job, being in mastery, being, a real estate agent. Look, it's not easy. I really struggled the last 2-3 months just trying to figure out where my place is in real estate. It was really hard. So I really had to sit down over the holidays and just kind of like, you know what? What's my priority? Of course, it's always my family. It's going to be my priority. And also my dreams. I have dreams. We all have dreams. And that's where I had to put a place. Look, I have a bucket for a time block. I really, really dig deep into time blocking. I'm like, I even have a cube block on Amazon you could get that you could just time yourself, because I feel the first 90 minutes of your day needs to be really productive. And that's kind of how I learned that. And just, that mindset is really critical.
Mindset's critical.
So that time blocking and making sure I have time for my family, getting in that bucket of Phoenix Key Ventures, getting that bucket of real estate, Connie Cali Estates. So there's a lot of buckets I need to fill, but that's just kind of how I want to roll right now. And it's just kind of the dream that I want to get there. My husband's there to support me, and so is my kids.
Champ is a great guy too. I've met Connie and Champ, and you guys are fantastic. While you're here, for me, mastery, this journey that we're on is not just about putting the nose to the grindstone, but also about the relationships we develop. And obviously, we become friends in the last year,
definitely,
which is fantastic. And I value your friendship immensely, and inviting me to your project and allowing me to see the house that you guys did. Tell me about how some of your involvement with the local meetup groups, the local mastery meetup groups, has maybe accelerated or opened some doors for you, or accelerated your progress. Maybe some of your networking, how that's impacted the growth of your business.
I'm still looking for another project. It's not easy, trying to juggle all these things, but I still have a goal. I still want to do a project. I want to run our own project or JV with somebody. So I get a lot now, like, you know what? Hey, Connie, they call me. It's like, hey, let's JV together. Let's do this. I have this. If I have a property, I have a lot of those calls. And look, I'm willing to share the pie with anybody, and just share that experience with any of the master, even non-mastery students. I have friends and family who wants to do with me. So, it's motivating for me to keep going, keep pushing to find that property, to make money together, to grow together.
What kind of suggestions do you have for the new investor, the new mastery student, someone who's getting going, trying to learn more about and be comfortable with utilizing social media? What kind of suggestions, what kind of tidbits of advice, what ninja tips do you have for those of us that are still trying to follow in your footsteps?
So I would say not only the education again with mastery. I mean, we took that year to learn. I feel like just learn and just do it a lot at the same time. I mean, I don't think you need to take a year to learn, but I mean, everybody to each his own. But I think I don't have no regrets, of course. But I feel like just surrounding yourself with other people, like-minded people, really would help. Just going to these huddles help. Networking helps. Putting yourself out there on social media. I know it's hard. Putting 1 or 2 posts a week would be something that you could probably manage to do, and just put yourself out there. I think just building that credibility with people, and then people are just gonna see, hey, that's so-and-so, and I think, she's pretty cool, he's pretty cool. I feel the vibe, and let's, JV together. People just gradually would just gravitate to you. If you put your positivity out there, I think that's just gonna naturally happen, the connection will happen.
That's great. So that's some of the experiences you're finding, people are coming to you.
I just learn from experiences and observations. It's just sharing that knowledge. When I get a phone call, I would sit there going for an hour just analyzing someone else's deal because they need help. Yeah. I was once that person because I've done so many analyzing a lot of deals, is that I've come to be an expert with it, but I just need to get that property. And I just feel like helping somebody, adding value to the other person without expecting anything in return. I just feel like the universe is just going to come back to it in a good way for you.
Connie, what else might you add for the new investor who's struggling to get going? What other last bits of advice might you have for someone who's, contemplating, do I keep going, or what can you throw someone who's really trying to keep moving forward?
For me, from my experience, is that the struggle is real. It's just putting out these offers like all day and all night, and analyzing deals and working with the right people. It takes a toll. I feel like the balance needs to happen there. And also the thing is that don't give up. I'm not going to give up. I've taken a couple 2 months to find a house I've looked at properties, talked to wholesalers. It's just the deal is just not out here right now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like just don't give up. If you're doing it, then you're doing something. There is always going to be setbacks. Just don't see it. Just fail forward and keep going. And just don't give up on yourself.
That's it. As they say, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So just as long as you're moving forward, that's what you need to do. Connie, I want to thank you for coming out today, sitting down, talking to me, sharing part of your story.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. I look forward to seeing more of the fantastic things you're doing. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode today. We're just trying to provide content, trying to introduce people, and share what's happening within our mastery community. So keep watching us, stay tuned for more, and hope to see you soon.